Women's volleyball team can clinch their third Big Ten title with victories over Minnesota and Wisconsin. But head coach John Cook and his Badger squad have a taste for top 20 teams, defeating 4 of the 7 ranked opponents they faced this season. Tonight, it's Big Ten volleyball from University Park, Pennsylvania. Thanksgiving weekend in Happy Valley, and while the students may be away on break, inside Rec Hall, the volleyball action is hot. In fact, it's probably louder here than any other shopping mall you'll find on a Black Friday. It's 4th-ranked Penn State against number 15 Wisconsin in Big Ten volleyball action. Hi again, everyone. I'm Steve Jones, along with former Big Ten Player of the Year, Leanne Kling. Great to have you with us for what will be a great showdown between number 4 Penn State and number 15 Wisconsin. And Leanne, going into this one, the final weekend of the Big Ten season, both teams have a lot to fight for.
Well, yes, Penn State's trying to get an outright Big Ten win.
In fact, if you look at the conference standings, Penn State at 16-2, right there, as you mentioned, Leanne, a chance to win the conference championship for a 3rd time, while Wisconsin, with a school record 23 victories, they're fighting to make sure they get a strong enough seed in the NCAAs and possibly even host a 1st or 2nd round match, and you know how important that is. As for other factors, well, home court means a lot, but also facing the best competition going. Wisconsin has gone out there this year, and they've done very well when they've faced other top 20 teams.
Well, Wisconsin's taken games off USC and both Ohio State, but they've never beaten Penn State.
In fact, Leanne, they're 0 for 13 against Penn State during the course of their history. Something you'll always appreciate is the work at the net. The top 4 blockers in the Big Ten in this match tonight.
Well, Wisconsin's got a 6'4" Kelly Kennedy, and Penn State's got 2 middle blockers from the...
Well, obviously, Terry Somaitis would be one of them, and Laura Kachamati would be the other. And you look at what Wisconsin's been able to do. Heather Dodaro, Big Ten leader in career block assists in a single season with 105, obviously having an outstanding season for them. But setting it up for them is Laura Abenante, who not only is the team center, but also is the team leader in service aces. In fact, this team, we always talk about serving tough. This team, Wisconsin, serves tough. And that makes a big difference in a match, doesn't it?
Yes, most definitely. It makes a difference on whether or not they can run middle attack or whether they have to stick with outside attack.
So it's an important matchup for both teams with a lot at stake. 15th ranked Wisconsin, number 4 Penn State. And we'll be back with the opening game from Rec Hall after this. Penn State women's volleyball is made possible in part by Penn State's AT&T ACA service. Proud to support the Lady Lions. Expect excellence. And by contributors to Reenie's List. Become a member of Reenie's List by calling 1-800-NITNY.
Challenge. Challenge yourself. Challenge your brain. Never forget from where you came. Speak. Speak volumes. Speak the truth. Speak your mind. Say what you mean. Have a voice. Make a choice. Have a dream. Dream it all. Dream a life. Dream a future. Aspire. Aspire to have. Aspire to know. Aspire to be.
A physics lecture ricochets off a middle dish in orbit. A business law seminar lands on a rooftop in Montana. Each day, through our satellites and telecourses, public television is reaching out across America, offering people in big cities and small towns alike learning services that might otherwise be unavailable. Courses in math, science, and foreign languages. Courses for people with families and full-time jobs. Courses that might even help teachers teach better. Public television. In our classrooms, the curriculum is vast, and the seating capacity unlimited.
Penn State's Rec Hall a matchup between two of the top 15 teams in the nation as we get set to go. Wisconsin will look like this to open up, with Allison Ross, Holly Smith, Marissa Mackey, one of the better servers in the Big Ten. Also Amy Lee, Heather Dodaro, and Laura Abinante. John Cook, part of the bronze medal winning team as one of the assistant coaches in Barcelona in 1992, and leading Wisconsin to a record year, 23 wins, the most they've ever had. And for Penn State, well, right there, Christy Cochran. You can see Terry Zamitis right there. Angie Kammer, Carrie Schoenfeld. Last time they were in Rec Hall against Ohio State, she was outstanding. Lauren Kachimani and Bonnie Bremner. And for Russ Rose, a remarkable record going after his 100th Big Ten victory in this matchup against Wisconsin. And we are underway with Wisconsin serving. And right away on the attack is Terry Zamitis, and Penn State gets a side out.
Penn State's going to be running a lot of middle tonight, hopefully. That's one of their keys to win this game.
So Carrie Schoenfeld will start things off for Penn State. Outstanding. Had 13 kills against Ohio State, a career high. As she gets things rolling here. Abinante sets it up quickly to the attack. And Penn State scores quickly.
Bonnie Brenner's trying to establish her offensiveness early in the game so that they pay attention to her with a block. That way they have the opportunity to run middle a little more often. She's
only made 24 hitting errors all season. Allison Ross tried to put it away. Couldn't. Here's Zamitis. Hard off the block, and Penn State takes a 2-0 lead. Zamitis appears to be in the flow early.
Well, I think they've been working well together in practice and everything, and she knows that she has to have a good game in order to beat this team because of the middle blocker matchup.
Ross, Abinante sets it up, and from the back row, Lee could not put it away. Now Penn State, it's Zamitis cross court.
They're doing a great job of establishing middle here. They're making sure that they know that Terry's a threat. She comes running tight. Actually, that's a wide. Hits right through the middle of the two blockers.
And serving it out, Carrie Schoenfeld, so a side out. A little reverse flow there that time as they set up Terry Zamitis. And a substitution quickly for Ohio State as they go to the bench, and John Cook decides to bring in Colleen Niels, a 5'9" sophomore. Backup center and a back row specialist who will serve it up here. And Bonnie Bremner quickly went to it, but a nice save by Wisconsin. And now Penn State to the attack again. It's going to be Angie Kammer. Allison Ross blocked at the net nicely that time. Side out, and Penn State was there.
They just need to turn their hands toward the court so that ball doesn't deflect out of bounds.
So Penn State already with a 3-0 advantage, and Terry Zamitis puts it in play.
They're coming right back with the middle attack, running the slide. Effective Hart, sharp cross court. Bonnie just couldn't poke it up.
Heather Dodaro was the one who put it away for Wisconsin, and now serving is Laura Abinante, who leads this team with 32 service aces this year. And that time, able to put it away over the net was Amy Lee, and Wisconsin is on the board for the first time.
And she did a good job, but just all she had to do was punch that down because it was an overpass. She did a good job to keep it away from the center.
Achimani, saved by Lee. Dodaro with the dink, saved by Bremner. Now Penn State to the attack with Angie Kammer. And a net violation.
You're going to see smart shots like that by Angie Kammer all night, deep down the line and cross court. Wisconsin's got a really good defense. It's one of their strengths as a team, and they picked that up nicely.
Nice dig by Schoenfeld, but 4 hits ruled. So serving it will be Allison Ross, 6'1" freshman from Solana Beach, California. 3-1 Penn State, and Angie Kammer just puts it over the net. Dodaro again with a big hit. 3-2. Heather Dodaro is 8th in the Big Ten in hitting percentage. Kachimani, good dig there. but I can't make it work for him. After a fine job by Colleen Niels in the back row, they could not save it.
It's rare for a team to have two strong middle blockers, but both of these teams have just such a comfort to have a middle blocker go into the back row and have another one come in and take her place.
The top 4 blockers of the Big Ten in this match, and that one cleared everything and missed everyone, and it's 4-2 Penn State.
Heather Dodaro is going to need to have a strong match this game.
They go to the outside. Marissa Mackey gets the job done going cross court. And now Wisconsin will make a change in its lineup, as quickly in will be Kelly Kennedy, the 6'4" freshman from Barrington Hills, Illinois, who's 4th in the Big Ten in blocks. And her hitting percentage this year, an outstanding 36%. Bonnie Bremner sets it up for Carrie Schoenfeld. Blocked right at the net by Amy Lee.
That's a good call by the referee. There's a run-in the back. Ball doesn't come out clean. Crowd doesn't seem to like it, though.
If it were for Penn State, they'd love it.
Of course.
This first game, very, very important to both sides. Schoenfeld cross court and a side out. Wisconsin, when winning the first game, is 20-0 this season. So they're a team that feeds off the momentum of that first game. And into the matchup for Penn State is Jen Burtis.
That's a good characteristic for Wisconsin to have by winning those first games, because volleyball is based on momentum. If you can get the momentum early and keep it, you're bound to win games.
Well, Kelly Kennedy trying to swing it that way for Wisconsin, putting one away, getting a side out, so it's 4-3 Penn State. Wisconsin serving to tie early. Bonnie Bremner finds Christy Cochran and a side out. So now Christy Cochran sets it up. Abinante to Marissa Mackey and dug out by Jen Burtis. Terry Zomaitis.
There you have a back row specialist coming in, digging up a ball, giving the setter a nice pass. Terry's going to come right around here and strut her stuff right down the line. She's got it all day.
And comes back with a block. Dodaro from the back row. Here's Schoenfeld. Couldn't find the hole. Burtis makes a great play, but not enough to save it. Side out for Wisconsin. 5-3 Penn State.
Nice effort by Penn State's defense there. We're going to see a lot of scramble by both teams, I think, tonight.
John Cook's done a great job putting this program together. And Cochran made a great effort, but couldn't save it. It's 5-4.
Passing is a very difficult aspect of the game. Takes a lot of concentration, and I think if you're a confident passer, you're better off than anyone, because it's all confidence.
And Angie Kammer couldn't handle it. No surprise with Marissa Mackey, who set a school record a year ago with 68 service aces, and she's second on the team with 31 this year.
Well, she must have something on that ball, because he's 2 people in a row. Let's see what she does there.
Really puts a lot of spin on it. And Bremner could not set it up for Zomaitis. And it's now a 6-5 Wisconsin lead. So the Badgers off to a good start. So Marissa Mackey.
What they're doing is calling a rotation before the serve. They're calling them out of rotation. There's a simple overlap in however they set up on the court.
So it's 7-5 Wisconsin, and Mackey again. So minus to Bremner, and here comes Carrie Schoenfeld. Dodaro did everything she could just to protect herself.
And that was a big heavy-handed there. That was a good serve again, though. That short serve to Terry Zomaitis in the front row, that's a very strategic serve in order to make her pass the ball and take her out of the offense, which it did. But unfortunately for Wisconsin, our outside hitters can put the ball away, too.
Senior Heidi Ridinghouse in there for Penn State. And Kelly Kennedy could not execute that one, and it's 7-6 Wisconsin. So Heidi Ridinghouse will put it in play again, as the Penn State bench appreciates.
She looks a little dangerous on that. She's so big, and the setter just gave her the ball a little too low.
And what a block by Angie Kammer.
It's very nicely read. hand placement over the net was very nice. It was a good block by Angie.
That was a senior telling a freshman not tonight.
Hard to see at that angle, but she did have her hands very well. Angled that ball right across court.
This time, Kennedy learns a little lesson.
Third time's the charm, right?
So in a 7-7 tie, Kelly Kennedy goes out, and back into the lineup for John Cook will be Colleen Niels. Rottinghouse digs it out, and here's the Midas.
Oh, nice try with the ball placement down line. Just a little wide. That's something you don't really see by Terry. She's usually pretty heavy-handed, but it's nice to see her trying to finesse shot down the line because she knows it's open.
Jen Burtis goes out, and that's Lauren Kachimani checking in. Talking about a freshman that's had a fine year.
She's certainly enjoyed it, too, and continuing to enjoy it.
Here's Angie Kammer. Now Wisconsin has a chance. Dodaro cross court. Nice dig by Cochran.
Great block by Bonnie. That's something that is actually one of Bonnie's struggle, one of her not so strong skills.
But she comes up big here.
Yeah, you can't. Oh, nice low defense there by Christy Cochran.
So they put it in play with Claudette Otero. Allison Ross missed everything. 8-8. Opening game recall. South Penn State Athletic Director Tim Curley. And now Claudette Otero again. Dodaro blocked at the net. The combination of Kachimani and Kammer did the job there.
That's another thing when you've got a team that has strong middle blockers on, you learn how to block them in practice. So when you come up against teams, as she runs around, does her slide, Angie knows exactly what that's going to look like because she's seen it so many times in practice.
Well, Kammer's now come up big with a couple of blocks so far, and it's been an interesting match so far in that sometimes a match takes a while to develop its flow. I think each team, they're already into the flow of this right away. Russ Rose, outstanding. 583 wins in his career, and you can see what they've done at home. That's why, if they can be one of the 4 teams to host a regional, would be dynamite. Because look at that home record, and of those 255 wins at home, they are 8-0. 8 of those 255 have been in the NCAA without a defeat. We want to welcome our viewers in Madison, Wisconsin, who are watching on WHA. Wisconsin has been the home to loyal volleyball enthusiasts for years. In fact, Penn State's largest attendance record was actually set in Madison in the Final Four in 1993. That was a Big Ten record. John Cook going after his 100th career victory at Wisconsin in this match. They put it in play. Dodaro. They go again. Allison Ross takes it, and Heidi Rottinghouse digs it out. Bremner at the net again does the job. Allison Ross cross court. There's Rottinghouse waiting for it. And so Bremner sets up Kachimani.
That was executed beautiful transition in the middle by Lauren Kachimani.
Angie Kammer finally puts the hammer down.
Great defense. Nice rally by both sides. It's good to see.
Interesting to see as Angie Kammer playing so well down the stretch of her senior season.
Well, she's got the experience. She started a good club program in high school and has continued on through this program. She's got a lot of experience.
So with a 10-8 Penn State, Allison Ross puts it away for a side out, and now Wisconsin takes over. Bremner looks for Kammer again, and rightfully so.
They just don't, they're paying so much attention to our middle blockers that they're not closing on the outside, which is why our Penn State's outside hitters are being effective. They just got a hole and they're hitting right through that.
Amy Lee did a good job to make a play out of that. Now Wisconsin has a chance, and Dodaro with the dink, and Penn State now puts it right back in play with Claudette Otero. Abinante goes outside to Ross, and Rottinghouse does a great job with that one. Allison Ross could not put it home, and it's 11-8 Penn State.
I'm surprised to see that Wisconsin's not using their middle as much, but their right side hitters seem to be their go-to players.
Well, after a service error, Allison Ross will now put it in play. Bremner finds Kammer, and Kammer has the hammer working.
I think Angie's feeling a little senior. You know, she's only going to play in this gym 2 more times in regular season, and she's going to light it up.
Well, there she is. Once this season, she was honored as a Big Ten Co-Player of the Week.
Nice dig, good low position. Penn State's called in the net.
And back in is Kelly Kennedy, and sitting down will be Colleen Niels. So the big hitter, the freshman Kelly Kennedy, 6'4", she's in there now. And a service error by Heather Dodero. So Jen Burtis back in, replacing Lauren Cacciamani, and Claudette Otero out. And Turi Zamitis is back in for Russ Rose. 11-8 Penn State. And Burtis puts it in play. And Zamitis says, thank you very much for that mistake. And it's 12-8.
It's your bread and butter as a middle blocker. Any overpass coming over the net is just such a joy to put away. It's like the perfect set. Coming the right height, you know, you wait for it to come over the net as far as you want it, and you just go get it, put it down. And usually their blockers are pulled off the net in order for them to come in and attack the ball. And there's nobody there to block, and it's all you in the court. Oh,
you are defenseless if you're on the other side. You just throw up the white flag and say, okay, we concede that one.
You put your hands up and hope she hits it right to you, and it deflects off your head or something. But as a middle blocker myself, those were so much fun.
Well, tomorrow night ends the regular season play for Penn State women's volleyball as they take on the Minnesota Gophers. The Gophers are ranked 4th in the Big Ten and are led by school record setter Katrine DeDacker. So come out and support the team as they attempt to win a 3rd Big Ten championship. Tickets, in fact, are still available for that one with a 3rd Big Ten title on the line and possibly hosting an NCAA regional. Kennedy and Kammer was there again, and Penn State keeps it going with Schoenfeld getting it over the net. They go outside for Amy Lee.
Amy Lee's their heart and soul of their team. She's their go-to player. She can get the job done.
12th in the Big Ten in kills. In fact, she set a Wisconsin record a year ago with 628 kills. And the lefty puts it in play. Zamitis. And Amy Lee didn't have an answer for that one. It must have been.
Terry Zamitis went flying after that ball and just couldn't keep herself out of the net.
So she hit the antenna.
Yeah, see, if you go under the net, outside of the antenna, off the court, that you're allowed to do that. But because she hit the antenna.
So it's 12-9 Penn State. And Zamitis with a special touch.
That's a nice shot. They're almost there, too. They saw it coming. From right back, she saw it coming. And it's just too much court to cover.
So on the side out, Christy Cochran puts it in play for Penn State. Here comes Kennedy with the dink.
Right back at you, huh?
That's twice now she's done that.
Yes, that's been successful for her tonight.
So 9 serving 12 as Wisconsin puts it in play. Bremner, the Zamitis touch.
Very nice power behind that. Just coming off the top of the block. With a lot of power, too.
She really wound up on this one.
They're giving her a little bit of line. And she's taking it. I guess they don't want to give her cross court.
Kennedy saved that one. And from the back row, great job there by Jen Burtis, and Zamitis finds the opening.
Great shot. She's really seeing the court well tonight. Any open spot they're giving her, she sees and just puts the ball right there.
13-9 Penn State. And Terry Zamitis has played a very strong opening game. Allie Ross. And Burtis dug it out, but too much. So another chance for Wisconsin. Avenante could not put it away. Now it's Angie Kammer for Penn State. Kelly Kennedy, third time not the charm there. And Angie Kammer says if you're going to hit it hard.
That's right. Put it away. Yeah, Kennedy is going to use whatever she's got, but she's so tall. She can just put that ball right over the block.
And the opening game to Penn State, winning it 15-9. And that is not exactly the omen Wisconsin would want, because Wisconsin had been 20-0 when they win the opening game. But instead it is Penn State that wins the opening game by a score of 15-9. So Penn State out to a great start, taking the opening game. We'll be back with game 2 after this.
The only way you're going to cure cancer, AIDS, and most other diseases is understanding them at a molecular level. We're all working on pieces of the puzzle, not only here at Penn State, but researchers all over the world. It's really a feeling of like, I'm doing something important. When you think about the big picture, it's all about helping people. And that's really what I want to do.
To a place that is always just beginning, that rouses itself day to day and year to year to admire what it's made, starting with nothing, then rushes to invent itself all over again. Ordinary people doing extraordinary things, knowing what goes on now goes on to shape tomorrow. Welcome to a land that is never exactly what you think it is, and will never stay that way for long. There are a million stories in the streets of the cities we never finish building. We intend to tell them all.
Penn State's rec hall, where the Penn State Nittany Lions have stepped up right away with a 15-9 victory in the opening game. And Penn State, under Russ Rose this season, 24-2, as you can see, when winning game 1. Wisconsin is 3-5 when they drop game 1. In fact, Wisconsin's had a problem this year that when they have lost early and they've been involved in sweeps, they've been swept 5 times this year. Well, Penn State wrestling debuts at the Jordan Center Friday, December 6th, when Coach John Fritz and the Nittany Lions host Dan Gable and #1 Iowa. Mark your calendar. You won't want to miss this premier dual meet when 2 of the most successful programs in the nation go head-to-head. It's #1 Iowa versus Penn State, Big Ten Wrestling at the Jordan Center Friday night, December 6th, and maybe she'll be there along with her friend to see that. You can see right there. For tickets, call 1-800-863-3336. And again, that's Friday, December 6th. Dan Gable and Iowa against #5 Penn State. And there's Kerry McCoy right there, former NCAA heavyweight wrestling champ, back in the lineup this year after taking a year off last year. He made his run at the Olympics. And now he's back in the lineup for John Fritz, and he could be one of the keys. And you can see #1 by the Amateur Wrestling News this season at heavyweight, and rightfully so. And enjoying Penn State volleyball here at Rec Hall. So we get ready now for game #2. Penn State won the opener 15-9. And let's see if John Cook has come up with any answers for Wisconsin.
Wisconsin needs to come out strong early and take some of that momentum away from Penn State after coming off the first game.
Christy Cochran flips the ball over to Heidi Rottinghouse, and it'll be Heidi throwing out a play. At some point, somebody will want the ball and serve it.
They must have some kind of superstition or something not to hold the ball so long. They're just making sure now who actually should be serving it in rotation, and it should be Heidi Rottinghouse. So Heidi puts it in play.
And Allie Ross. And Penn State has the answer again. And here's Angie Kammer, finds the hole. Well, not exactly the start Wisconsin wanted.
Angie sees the little hole right behind the block. The left side tries to come over and cover that, just a little short.
So while we wait for Allison Ross to make sure everything's all set.
She untied her shoe on that play.
And in play we go. From the back row, and a miss by Amy Lee. 2-0 Penn State in game 2.
I believe that may be the first back row attack we've seen this game. Penn State's usually very strong on that, but they've been subbing out their middle blockers and putting their back row specialists in.
The second service error of the match for Penn State. And a quick change for Wisconsin, as checking in is Colleen Niels, replacing Holly Smith. Bremner.
Nice dig, too. Woo.
Well, Amy Lee was the one who dug it out, and then it was put away.
She dug it out, but put an overpass, the bread and butter for the middle blockers. And Terry's all over that.
Semitis bidding for a second consecutive Big Ten Player of the Year award.
That's such a great attribute, though, for a setter to be left-handed and be able to go up and swing at the ball.
So
rarely is there a block up on her either.
Right. Now Russ Rose can't be happy with a third service error by his team. Bremner again. She has committed only 24 errors at the net this season. Amazing.
It's a great shot down the line. Good heads up ball, knowing where the players are on the opposite court.
Now Dodaro was able to put that one away. Something very quickly on Bonnie Bremner. In Big Ten competition, 100 kills, only 17 errors.
It's amazing. Like I said, that part of it is because the blockers are so keyed in on our middle blocker, our Penn State's middle blockers, because they're so good, and they have to commit to someone.
Great job at the net there by Amy Lee. So Wisconsin commits its own service error and a side out. And Carrie Schoenfeld in. And Heidi Rottinghaus sits down. Dodaro. They're hoping for it and get. Penn State gets the point. 3-1 Penn State.
She's trying to go up and take a big swing and hopefully get some kind of touch out of that, but none of the officials saw one.
Wisconsin has a chance here. Dodaro, nice job there. Side out.
Good transition, good dig on defense, put it right to the setter.
So Heather now with 6 kills for Wisconsin, and she'll put it in play here. Schoenfeld. Cacciamani doesn't make it work, and it's 3-2 Penn State. Bremner. Schoenfeld.
Nice dig.
Marissa Mackey. Oh, nice save by Cacciamani. Amy Lee with the big left hand.
That's the touch they're looking for. They're trying to hit high off the block because Penn State's got a big block, much like Wisconsin as well. Trying to hit high and hard.
3-3. Second game. Penn State won the opener 15-9. Cacciamani blocked into that by Kennedy.
Great coverage by Christy Cochran.
Marissa Mackey. Cacciamani blocked that one.
This could be a block fest. You got such big players.
Well, you get the top 4 blockers in the Big Ten here, and there it is again. Example Exhibit A.
I believe Christy Cochran got her hands on that one.
Service error number 4. Ooh, that makes a Coach Duel slow burn.
He never shows it, though, until he explodes, I suppose. He's great composure, though. No reactions too much.
Here's Wisconsin again. Mackey. Cacciamani dug that one out. And here's Schoenfeld. Good job at the net there.
I don't think that one ever went over the net, but the block was certainly there. Very together and very big.
4-4, game 2. Zomaitis.
There again, Wisconsin serving short. I'm assuming they're doing that to try and take the middle blocker out of the play. But Terry got a good pass off that and still ran a slide on that.
Off the side out, Penn State takes its shot, and
Very
Kelly
nice
Kennedy makes them pay.
That's a great pass right to the setter's head. Nice play. You see a 6'4" girl coming around, you know you better put your hands up. She has a great ability to put that ball straight down.
So Mackey. It's Zomaitis. And gets the job done against the ineffective block and a side out.
Wisconsin block needs to get their hands over. That's a freshman mistake too, though. You know, just you're there, but you really need to penetrate across the net.
Kennedy that time gets the side out. There's Lauren Abinante right there. Good job to get Kennedy the ball.
Yeah, that's a great set.
So they put it back in play in a 4-4 tie. Outside to Kammer, blocked by Abinante. Well, that time it was the senior that stepped up to get the job done. She's only 5'9", but was effective here.
Another short serve.
Bremner finds Kammer. And off the double hit, Penn State will serve with Wisconsin leading 5-4. And Claudette Otero will check in. And Terry Zomaitis will get a break.
Both these coaches like having back row specialists to rest their middle blockers and also to be able to get low on defense.
So, off the side out, Wisconsin with a 5-4 lead, and Laura Abinante will put it in play. Kammer. Ross finds that one. They go outside to Lee, and the left-hander dug out by Cochran.
A lot of good rallies here. Good defense from both teams. Blocks were there.
And Angie Kammer gets the job done.
I guess I'll make a correction on that. Block wasn't there. She had a hole just the size of the ball that she squeezed that through.
That's her 8th kill of this match. Cordero.
Good pass. Great passing is so important. Makes the setter's job so easy. The timing's there. That's a great middle transition. Well, not transition, but just a great middle attack.
Bremner goes outside to Cochran. Allison Ross. Schoenfeld dug it out. Cacciamani, quick over the top, rolling it over.
That was a nice feed by Bonnie Brenner. She got the ball about on the 10-foot line and just fed that straight to the net for Lauren to put that away.
Bremner has been an incredible find for them. She was considered to be the top.
Here it comes. She's on the 10-foot line. She feeds it to the net for Lauren to just punch right over the middle blocker.
So it is 5-4 Wisconsin, and Kelly Kennedy comes in. And also coming in for the first time is Lindsay Buswell. There's Lindsay right there. Throws up a knuckleball. Oh, and Kennedy at the net. So it's 6-4 Wisconsin.
She's coming in. The ball's a little low. She just punches it down. Lauren's under the net there. And gets it's a Wisconsin ball.
Schoenfeld.
Nice hit deep on the end line.
So
Here comes big swing. Right on the inside of the block, deep on the end line. Defensive player, I think, needs to take a few steps back for that one.
Jen Burtis puts it in play. Amy Lee puts it right down.
That's the fire that Amy Lee's used to demonstrating, I think. That's a great hit. Sharp cross court.
Well, Wisconsin with a 6-4 advantage. Christy Cochran on the attack. Amy Lee again for the back row.
They're all over that one.
And they were all over that one, but it went out of bounds. 7-4 Wisconsin. Keep in mind, Wisconsin at one point led in game 1, but then Penn State came back to win 15-9.
Although I think Wisconsin's feeling a little bit more momentum. You're starting to get some bigger swings. The block's starting to establish itself. Defense starting to establish itself.
Well, Penn State can't save that one. That was out of sync, and it's 8-4 Wisconsin. So the Badgers getting on a roll here in game 2, and Russ Rose wants to talk it over.
And a smart time out it is, because Penn State seems to be a little rattled, and Wisconsin's finding its momentum, which is what you don't want to happen for the opposing team.
In fact, volleyball is a sport really of momentum.
Completely. Any team can have it at any time, and if you can keep it, you can take a game, or even if you're an underdog. Momentum's everything.
Well, get Coach Randy Portland's analysis of tonight's game and much, much more in the next center court. Also, former Lady Lion Katina Mack will be your guide as she gives you an exclusive tour of the Lady Lions' new home, the Bryce Jordan Center. It's center court. Lady Lion basketball from a whole new perspective. Check your local listings for the time and place in your area. Center court with Randy Portland. Outstanding show that has been nominated for Emmy Awards. John Cook's team so far has been able to put together 22 kills. Penn State is countered with 27. Penn State won the opening game 15-9. Wisconsin leads game 2 right now 8-4. And John Cook sends Amy Lee out to serve.
Okay, the ball's going to go to Midas again. She has 11 kills tonight already. Now let's make that 12. She's having a very good night.
Let's face it, when you have someone of that talent and ability and you want to change the momentum, you go to them. Marissa Mackey missed everything.
That's how you get momentum in the team. You go to your hot hitters and let them establish your momentum and take it from there.
8-5 Wisconsin. Now 8-6. So Penn State has been able to get itself back in gear with back-to-back points with Christy Cochran serving.
Nice pass. You should see something big off that.
So the side out.
You know, I think what's happening here is Penn State seems, they're serving very tough. And every time Wisconsin gets a good pass on the setter side, they use their middle blockers. But when they don't, then they tend to go to the right side first for the kill out there. Amy Lee's she's a big hitter. She just goes up and she swings at the ball. I have a feeling that Cook gives her the green light to hit any ball that she can.
And rightfully so. It's now 9-6, and Amy Lee continues to have a big night for Wisconsin, already with 7 kills. But a service error there by Marissa Mackey, a rarity for her. And on the side out, it's Penn State back in control, down 6-9 with Heidi Rottinghaus checking in to replace Carrie Schoenfeld. Right there is Midas and Bremner. Abanyate.
A little spice by a senior setter who knows what she's doing. That's the kind of leadership that she demonstrates. She's not even facing the court, no read at all. Just flips that right over the net. That's a great play.
9-6 Wisconsin. Remember, Penn State won the opener 15-9. Kammer. Gets the job done. And a side out. Now Terry Zamitis will put it in play. Ross that time effectively using the block to her advantage and getting a side out.
That's coming off the arms of Bonnie Bremner up into the stands.
9-6. And a service error for Wisconsin. Dodaro comes back to life. And Cochran is stuffed at the net.
That's a nice block. She's there, reads it, penetrates well, and puts the ball straight down. She gets out there, puts her arms over the net.
They've been holding at 9-6 in this game. Cochran goes cross court, and Ross dug it out. Now Ross will just keep it in play. Kachimani.
Good defense. Ooh, little pinball. Oh, just can't get it.
Side out, Penn State. So Carrie Schoenfeld back in. And Heidi Rottinghouse will sit down for Russ Rose. Dodaro denied at the net, but it goes out of bounds.
Well, they're starting to figure out where they can pull the block on Penn State. They've gone up a couple of times, just swinging hard, low on their elbows because Penn State's such a big block. They're reaching high, hitting those balls off their elbows instead of in their hands.
So up 9-6 and on the attack, Kelly Kennedy has come back in for Wisconsin. And Schoenfeld goes cross court, and Ross could not handle it.
Nice power on that. Nice, fresh, young arm, spanking it.
Oh, and at the net, Marissa Mackey makes them pay. We've been in this holding pattern now where you just feel like the team that runs off the next couple of points is going to win this game. Amy Lee, the left-hander, puts it in play. Cochran denied at the net. Now Wisconsin has a chance. Mackey. And another long rally. Lee was not able to get a full force on that one. Schoenfeld denied by Kennedy. Kept in play. And this has been a great rally. Back row Lee.
Oh, my. Amy Lee's just going up and swinging hard to put that ball away. Got a lot of tipping going on in that rally. She reached up with her hands together on that just to poke that over.
11-6 Wisconsin. So they've run off a couple of points in a row now.
Penn State's going to have to be on their toes to take the momentum away from them. Maybe a substitution will help.
And that substitution will be Jen Burtis in for Lauren Kachimani. The Nikes are all tied and set to go. And Amy Lee's ready to serve it up for Wisconsin.
They really like those short serves.
Well, Penn State gets a side out right when they needed one. And Christy Cochran will now serve it up, trying to change the momentum of game two.
Those short serves, I think, are being handled very well by Penn State and running a lot of transition on them. I think if I were Wisconsin, I'd change that up a little bit and just, you know, serve short occasionally and throw them in there, try and keep them off guard.
John Cook right now has a dispute. Talk about the substitution pattern.
You can only sub in so many times. He needs to know how many times each player's gone in.
Setting it up is Zamitis.
That's a good save to get a big swing on a broken play. Oh.
So on the side out, Wisconsin takes over. We've had great rallies. in this, and we've also had two teams that really are fighting hard to win this thing. Now it's John Cook again. John Cook, 1992 in Barcelona, was one of the assistant coaches. In fact, he was the defensive coordinator on that 92 men's team in Barcelona that won a bronze medal. And a service error. That's one thing that's been a flaw on both sides so far in this one. There have been a lot more service errors than usual.
Well, I think Penn State's going back and trying to serve tough to keep Wisconsin from running a middle attack. And Wisconsin's trying to serve short, which is somewhat of a high-risk serve because of, you know, you're going to hit the net sometimes.
And there's no risk when Zamitis is putting it down.
No way. She's got all the momentum. She just flies through there. They've got a little hole in their block where they're not quite together. Bangs right through it.
Allie Ross.
That's a very nice hit. Goes over the block, over the right back defender, about 1 foot in the court.
So Kelly Kennedy will now serve for Wisconsin. 11-7 Badgers. Game 2. Penn State won the opener 15-9.
Nice dig. She's right there for it.
Amy Lee denied. Side out Penn State. Cacciamani will come back in, replacing Jen Burtis for Russ Rose. There's Jen Burtis, back row specialist, taking a seat on the bench. They go outside for Ross. Back row Zamitis. Good job in the net by Abanyante.
Oh. They called her on the line on the midcourt trying to scoop that ball out of the net. So it's Wisconsin's ball.
11-7 Badgers. Game 2.
Just under the net. Oh, she's got her whole foot under there.
Kammer. Side out Penn State.
It's a nice pass on a somewhat tough serve.
Cordero with a hitting error there. She thought the ball was deflected. The officials had a different opinion. Side out, or it should be a point for Penn State. It's 11-8. Wisconsin. Cordero that time, and Zamitis dug it out.
That's one of those bread and butter balls. Oh, giving them 2 balls in a row just that are overpasses. 2 opportunities to crush the ball.
Side out Wisconsin now, and the Badgers with an 11-8 advantage.
Ball dug up from an overpass. Give him back to him again. Just out of bounds.
Golden opportunity here for Marissa Mackey, but she's denied at the net. Good job by Cochran to block Lee. And here's Lee's second chance. Another long rally.
Great middle transition. That's wonderful. A great pass on transition, digging a ball, getting it right to the setter, running quick transition. And watch Lauren. She's up in the air, ready to go.
So it's 8 serving 11 as Angie Kammer puts it in. And out of rotation. So it's 11-9. Wisconsin leads. So Penn State's come back now with 3 unanswered points to make it 11-9 Wisconsin here in game 2. Now John Cook wants to talk it over, and Angie Kammer and company getting a break here in game 2, and John Cook tries to set strategy.
Well, we're seeing, you know, timeouts being called at good opportunities. Wisconsin gets the momentum for 3 points. Russ Rose calls timeout, and Penn State gets the momentum back for 3 points, and Cook calls timeout.
Well, see, this is the interesting thing about John Cook. He's now in his 5th season. We're seeing what the last 3 are, but that's been the trend. Each season, his team has won more games than the previous year in all 5 seasons, and has the best record ever at Wisconsin with 23 victories this season and only 5 defeats. So he started it from square one and has won more each and every year. But again, on the other side, there's Russ Rose, who's never won fewer than 26 games in a year. I mean, amazing. He's never won fewer than 26 games in a year.
I'm very proud to be a part of that.
Penn State's rec hall. Another big crowd on hand watching the Penn State women's volleyball team gunning for a third Big Ten title. They'll need victories over Wisconsin and Minnesota this weekend to get the job done. And right now, they're in a tough one with Wisconsin because of plays like that.
That's some very good reading and diving ability there by Angie Kammer.
Second chance, Amy Lee. Denied a second time.
That's a huge block.
She wound up from her knees and still could not get it past.
Just pushing her way over the net. Ball goes straight down.
Carrie Schoenfeld. Dodaro.
Middle tip. Again.
And now game 2 is tied at 11. And the pendulum called momentum has swung to that bench right there. Timeout Wisconsin, tied at 11. They led game 2 at one point, 11-6.
Those two blocks are very big.
It really was. And then, of course, they tried to counter with Heather Dodaro here at the net the next time around.
Yeah, she wants to keep that ball in play, actually, because the ball's coming from behind her. It's hard. That's a hard for a middle blocker to do. She really needs to keep her hips open more to her setter so that the setter can give it to her in where she doesn't have to reach behind her head.
The Nittany Lion enjoying this rally, as is Penn State University President Dr. Graham Spanger, big sports fan. There he is, and hello to you, sir. Thank you for being with us tonight. Big football fan. He's only missed like 5 home basketball games in all the years he's been here. From the first time he was here to now his second time, and now volleyball. Big volleyball fan. Heather Dodaro lights the ship for the moment for Wisconsin. Gets a side out now in an 11-11 tie. And now Heather will be the one to put it back in play with a serve. Schoenfeld just puts it back in play. Chance here for Wisconsin. They go to Amy Lee. Schoenfeld. Oh, what a great effort by Dodaro in the back row. Cochran denied by Mackey. Schoenfeld.
My. Nice rally. Both teams are very strong defense plays. They're both having, good scrappy games. Ball set high outside. Coming off her hands. Just can't get that ball up.
So 4 hits for Wisconsin on that one. 12-11 Penn State, and Lauren Cacciamani and company now taking the lead in game 2. 6 unanswered points.
Nice set.
Schoenfeld denied at the net. Amy Lee.
That's a nice block. She set that well. Penetrated hard, and even the middle blocker closed that block very well.
Schoenfeld with a rocket off Dodaro. Side out.
She's got some power behind that ball.
Heather may have to go to the dentist tomorrow just to make sure everything's in place.
I'm not sure if that was a six-pack or not. She smiled it off, though,
You have to.
Exactly.
Terry Zomaitis goes cross court. 13-11. 7 unanswered points for Russ Rose and Penn State, and Zomaitis getting the job done.
Definitely one of Terry's favorite plays is to run the slide.
And she gets the block. 14-11 Penn State. This crowd loves it. See Terry wearing the white ribbon there. Normally teams run up the white flag when she hits it. Game point.
Oh, that's a tight one.
And they get it. They run off 9 unanswered points to close game 2. Take what was an 11-6 deficit and turn it into a 15-11 win. Penn State's on the verge of a sweep. They won the opener 15-9. They won the second dramatically 15-11. We'll be back with intermission after this. Penn State then came back in each one to win, taking the opener 15-9, and then being down 11-6, Penn State ran off 9 unanswered points to take game 2 dramatically 15-11. Of course, Wisconsin has never beaten Penn State. They're 0 for 13. So, Leanne, this series goes beyond home court, but the home court advantage is something that in volleyball, when you do some research and you really look at it, is special. Now, as a player, you played in here where there's been a lot of emotion. How much have you, when you played, did you draw from the home court fans?
Well, you know, it's always nice to have people, your family and, you know, friends that you know are there to support you. But really, I think my biggest thing was just as long as we had a crowd. It didn't really matter where I was, but certainly the traveling and everything, that comes a factor. And, you know, if you have home court advantage, you're well rested, and you know the people are there for you, and you're there for them, you know, to perform for them.
Now, we talked about how much of a momentum sport volleyball is. How much does the crowd come into play in terms of that momentum?
Well, I think they both feed off one another. If your team's not playing real well, the crowd doesn't get into it. But if you are playing well, the crowd gets into it with you, and it, you know, it's proportional.
Now you look at what Russ Rose has done during his remarkable career in Rec Hall, 255 wins and only 14 defeats. And then you take it one step further. Penn State is 8-0 lifetime in the NCAA tournament in this building. And when you look at a player like Hiding Rottinghouse and a coach like Russ Rose, they'll both tell you that home court means a lot.
Well, I know when we lost the 2 matches that we lost, the home court advantage for them, for the other team, played a big factor in the loss, and I think we hope to turn that around and have the home court advantage here contribute to a win for us. It's great to play in Rec Hall.
Well, I think there's been a great home court advantage in volleyball through the years, and you know, I mean, if you could do some sort of study and look at the teams that have advanced to regionals and advanced to then from the regionals to the Final Four, I would think 75–80% of those teams have been the host team. So there's an advantage to having a good season. There's an advantage to having the crowd and being at home, and hopefully you can back it up. We've never hosted a regional here. We've never lost a first-round game here.
And in fact, 8-0 in those first-round games in this building. He talked about hosting a regional, and that's what's at stake for them. A Big Ten championship this weekend, but maybe the possibility of hosting a regional. The polls at least agree who the top 3 teams are between Stanford, Hawaii, and Florida. Maybe not, they're not in the same order in each poll, but there's one dispute. Who's number 4? One poll says it's Penn State. That's the USA Today poll. The other poll says it's Nebraska. That's the Volleyball Monthly poll. We'll find out how it breaks down Sunday when they break the bids down. So this has been important so far. Let's take a look at what's happened in this one so far. 15-9, 15-11. Penn State wins the opening 2. Let's take a look at some stats so far of what we have in this one. And relatively close, but certainly some keys that swing it one way or the other.
Well, you can see clearly that Penn State's got 10 more kills than Wisconsin, and blocks definitely dominating the net. And also defense, and that seems to be, blocking and defense seem to be Wisconsin's strength, and they're just not coming through tonight.
Indeed. In fact, you look there, the number of blocks, that's critical. Also, the service errors even, and Wisconsin normally is a strong serving team, so that's how that breaks down. 5 service errors apiece so far. And you can see overall Penn State 27-2 heading into this one. But look at all the ranked teams right there. This is in the USA Today poll. 4 teams in the conference, all ranked. Penn State and Michigan State tied at 16-2 atop the conference. Ohio State, of course, has had a fine year as well. And Wisconsin is 23-5, a school record for victories. And we'll be back with game number 3 from Rec Hall after this timeout. In those conference standings, Michigan State is now 17-2 in conference play because they have already defeated Purdue this evening, 15-4, 15-3, and 15-3. So Penn State needs this to stay even in the conference race. Penn State's already won this one, 15-9 and 15-11, at least in the opening 2 games, trying to close it out here in game number 3. Wisconsin has been swept 5 times this season. Penn State is 22-0. In 3-game matches. So we're just about set to go, and Colleen Niels will be the one to put it in play. As we start game number 3. And the momentum squarely with Penn State. And again, that short serve. And Zemaitis denied at the net that time by Dodaro. Abinante showing her experience.
Play. Yes, that is truly an experienced play there. The defense comes up to cover your hitters. And there we had a couple, repetitive attacks by Penn State. And the defense was up high, and she just tipped that ball deep where they weren't.
That time, Zemaitis put the hammer down. And a side out.
She just comes swinging around in her favorite play. Puts the ball in their hands, and again, Wisconsin's not quite penetrating over the net. Goes in between on Wisconsin's side.
And Wisconsin, Abinante. Jen Burtis dug that one out. Here's Zemaitis. 1-1, game 3. Christy Cochran again puts it back in play. Heather Dodaro slingshot that one through the hole.
That time Penn State's block was leaving a hole, and she just shot that right through there.
So here's Laura Abinante, senior from Illinois, who puts it in play for Wisconsin. And Zemaitis is right back at you.
Boy, I don't even think Terry's run quick transition in front of the setter this match tonight. Everything seems to be behind, which is fine with me. That was always my favorite shot, too. 17
kills for Zemaitis, but the 6th serving error of the match for Penn State. So Allie Ross now will serve it up for Wisconsin. Again, another short ball. Bremner finds Kammer.
That's a smart shot, but they're ready for that. They're picking those up with ease, putting them right up to the setter, running transition on those.
Dodaro able to roll it over in a 2-1 Wisconsin lead.
She feeds that nicely to the middle blocker, just takes it right across her body.
Bremner for Kammer.
Great block.
Amy Lee.
Again, there the defense sucked up to cover their hitter, and that block high off the hands that sails deep is really hard to recover.
Lauren Cacciamani in, and Jen Burtis will sit down for Russ Rose. Ooh, that ball barely cleared the tape.
I think that's their intention for all their short serves. They finally got one.
So Wisconsin, like they have in the previous 2 games, jumps out to a lead. They're up 4-1 in game 3. But Penn State won the opener 15-9 and game 2 15-11. Zemaitis.
It's a nice touch on the block to slow that ball down. They ran a nice transition and got a touch off the block, or possibly even the defense. I think it was the block.
15-11 was the score in game 2 after Penn State ran off 9 unanswered points. But since the intermission, Wisconsin has come back to win 5 of the first 6 points. They have a 5-1 advantage here in game 3. Carrie Schoenfeld in, and Heidi Rottinghaus will sit down.
Another short serve, hard to handle.
And Dodaro reaches over, slam dunks it, 6-1.
This is the other option of what to do on an overpass. You can either go up and take a swing at it or put it somewhere where you know no one is.
And Angie Kammer could not handle it. It's 7-1 Wisconsin. Well, they've come out of the locker room for the intermission, and they have been all business. So into the game now for Penn State is Nikki Higley, the sophomore from North Branch, Minnesota. In for Angie Kammer.
Angie needed a break there. I was a little frustrated with that serve. And a very good one it was. And they gave it right to the substitute, which is very smart to do because that person is cold coming off the bench, but she handled it well. But Wisconsin's keeping the ball.
8-1 Wisconsin after this one.
It's a nice block.
Heather Dodaro, and Russ Rose wants a timeout. It is 8-1 Wisconsin. And Allie Ross and company going to the bench feeling great, and Russ Rose trying to regroup. And tomorrow night ends regular season play for the Penn State women's volleyball team as they take on the Minnesota Golden Gophers. The Gophers are ranked 4th in the Big Ten, led by school record setter Katrine DeDacker. So come on out and support the team as they attempt to win their 3rd Big Ten championship, and tickets are still available when Penn State takes on Wisconsin in Rec Hall Saturday night at 7:30. A lot at stake in that one. Keep in mind, Michigan State is now 17-2 and a half-game advantage over Penn State in the standings at this moment, because Michigan State earlier this evening defeated Purdue 15-4, 15-3, 15-3. And Terry Zamitis and company going back onto the floor, down 1-8 in game 3.
I think maybe Penn State will regroup their composure here, getting a little frustrated, getting a little frustration and confusion on the court. And passing need to relax on passing.
Bonnie Bremner. She really puts a lot of juice into that offense, and she's able to get things done in a variety of ways.
Right now she's trying to be a leader and, you know, taking care of business, putting the ball away, jumping up and down, trying to get some little juice flowing through her teammates.
And a great set there to Kachiamani. A freshman shall lead us. And that's what Bonnie Bremner's doing. And there's Lauren Kachiamani, who just got the put away.
Bonnie's got great experience, great court presence, and knowledge of the game.
And a great job there by Amy Lee. So it's 8-2 Wisconsin. Carrie Schoenfeld and company now looking at Kelly Kennedy coming into the Wisconsin lineup, and exiting is Colleen Niels. Kachiamani. So on the side out, Penn State now takes its opportunity.
That's certainly been successful for Penn State, and I think they should definitely continue running that until they put a stop to it for both middle blockers.
Lee goes down the line and gets the side out. 8-2. Wisconsin up here in game 3. Bremner for Kachiamani. Second chance Penn State. It's going to be Cochran. Marissa Mackey. And Terry Zamitis could not save it. 9-2 Wisconsin.
That's a tough ball to take. It's hitting high off the hands and going on an awkward reach, not quite where she wanted it to be. It deflected high, and she had to turn and spin to get that ball. And Terry's in there is a good defender and is also good for back row attack, which is why they're leaving her in there right now. They're trying to get a little momentum. They're leaving their big hitters in there to make big things happen when you're down by 7 points.
So after the service error, Angie Kammer will serve. By the way, Emily Stout now in the lineup for Russ Rose.
Emily's in there also to do some blocking. She's huge. Oh.
And at the net.
Just needs to stay out of the net.
There's Emily right there. You can see that left hand heavily taped. Kachiamani.
Oh! That's a little trick ball hanging on sitting on top of the net. Yeah. They don't quite know where it's going to go.
10-2 Wisconsin. So a timeout. Russ Rose wants to talk it over again.
So what you're saying with oh, let's do this.
Now watch how it hangs it.
Yeah. Oh, that's not the one. I thought that was the one that was going to hang on the net. Here it comes.
Right there.
Just sitting on top of the net, not quite knowing where it's going to go.
So there's the Nittany Lion. Looks better without the blue and white hairdo there. That young fan is hoping Penn State can rally here in game 3 the way they rallied in game 2. Keep in mind, Wisconsin led game 1 8-6. And then Penn State came paying back and won at 15-9. Then in game 2, they were up 11-6, and Penn State ran off 9 straight points against John Cook's team and won at 15-11. Now Russ Rose is hoping for another miracle this time in game 3, because it's 10-2. Wisconsin in control here in game 3.
Little confusion there. Laura Kachiamani is supposed to come in for a 1 there, and Schoenfeld passed that ball real tight to her setter and is in the path. So she's down low in the path of where Lauren's supposed to be going. Bonnie doesn't make the adjustment and puts the ball too short.
Christy Cochran now back in for Emily Stout, and Kachimani puts it away for the side out. 11-2 Wisconsin, and Kachimani sprints back to serve.
Bonnie's going to hold her composure. She's like, that one's my fault. Here, let me give it to you again.
Back row, Lee. Dug out by Kachimani, but into the souvenir area.
Well, Wisconsin's definitely feeling it now. They're just celebrating. They're smiling.
Well, you know, Wisconsin is 8-0 this year in matches that have gone beyond 3 games. Christy Cochran. Lee saved it. Oh, great dive into the table by Abanyante. But Penn State still comes away with it.
She hit her head on the table, I think. She wants a timeout.
Yeah, I don't blame her.
Let's watch that.
I mean, this is a great effort.
Yeah, she hit her hand and her head on the table there.
Not too enthralled with the Lion Country Visitors and Convention Bureau. That's their sign she hit. So, the Penn State Lady Lion volleyball team regrouping, and Laura right there, they're just working on her, just make sure she's okay. I believe she doesn't want to come out. They're just going to make sure that that left hand is all right. What an effort here.
She plays the ball early. Whoa! I've never seen anything like that.
That's because she wants to win this thing.
Perfectly understandable.
I mean,
if only her teammates just would have taken the ball over the net.
That's right. 7 times in her career she's faced Penn State, and she's 0 for 7. This is shot number 8, the final shot.
She's one of the 2 seniors on their team. Figures if she can't demonstrate leadership, who can?
That's exactly right. So, Christy Cochran puts it in play. 2 serving 11.
Good reach to poke that up high over the block.
Big chance Wisconsin here. Allie Ross.
It's out of bounds.
11-3 Wisconsin. Big point there as Penn State now tries to build some momentum. Because if they start building momentum, this crowd will get into it, and Wisconsin will have to start thinking about what happened in the previous game.
Yeah.
Heather Dodaro says not this time, though.
She's going to have to work a little harder than that, right? That was a very nice slide. Those slides are just so effective. They're so hard to read. You can jump higher, extend higher, get a bigger swing on the ball.
I think they're checking to see now about the bandage that's on the hand of Laura Avellante.
I think she's bleeding.
And that's
the problem.
Well, yeah, the problem, exactly. And if you're cut, you have to come out. And anytime there's blood drawn, you have to come out.
A big knot on her cheekbone, too.
Pauline Bresky, the first ever Canadian letter winner for Wisconsin volleyball, checks in. And
she's got a nasty gash. She's got a little bit of drips on there, and covering the rest of the tape that's on her hand.
Well, the only plus she has is that at least uniform's only red to begin with. So
that's true. Yeah, I'm sure they're going to be very precautious about this, because being the setter, her hands are going to be on the ball.
So, Leanne, at this point, Russ Rose wondering about the killer instinct of his team.
Well, if they can't regroup now with their setter being hurt and having a chance for them to lose their momentum and Penn State to gain their momentum, they really need to monopolize on this opportunity. As tragic as it is.
Well, Pauline Bresky there, Russ Rose now watching to see if his team will regroup. He's evidently either.
Actually, I think what it's going to do is slow the game down a little bit. Both teams are going to relax, try and go back into, okay, all right, let's take it from the beginning again, maybe. Maybe that's how Penn State will look at it. Let's just pretend it's 0-0 and start a new game.
Well, they're working on Laura. Meanwhile, if you're wondering what they're doing while they're working on her, they're actually working on the court. I guess there's spots of blood on the court that they're taking care of. You see Penn State's been in the top 3 every year since joining the Big Ten. 92, 93, they were conference champs, and they're trying to add 96 into that conference championship mold, but they need to beat Wisconsin and Minnesota to get the job done. Michigan State has already defeated Purdue tonight. Penn State needs this to remain tied.
Very nice side out. Good pass. Very nice wide slide out to the antenna. Terry just chases it down and turns her body and swings it sharp cross court.
Well, they've got to have Laura Abbignante. And it's to the point where John Cook was actually down with her, checking that out, not even watching the match. And he wants to bring her back. And is going to call a timeout to do so. So it's 11-3 Wisconsin. I mean, let's face it, everything he runs is going to funnel through her. He's got to have her out there, and when she dives into the scorer's table like she just did to show the leadership you were talking about, that just means everything to a team to have somebody like that out there. Certainly.
Plus, I'm sure they'll be more confident to finish off the game with their starting setter.
Well, Penn State Wrestling debuts in the Jordan Center Friday night, December 6th, with Coach John Fritz and the Nittany Lions led by that man, heavyweight Terry McCoy, ranked #1 in the nation at heavyweight, will take on a heavyweight in his own right, Coach Dan Gable, one of the greats in the sport, and #1 Iowa. Mark your calendar. You won't want to miss this premier dual meet between 2 of the most successful programs in the nation. #1 Iowa, #5 Penn State from the Jordan Center. Big Ten Wrestling, Friday, December 6th, beginning at 8 p.m. For tickets, call 1-800-863-3336. That guy is good.
He's as physical as Lara is, flying into the counter there.
Yeah, exactly. Kerry McCoy, he's a champion. Abbignante's back in.
It's a nice touch off the block to get some airtime for our defenders to get in under the ball.
And Penn State gets the point, 11-4. So, back-to-back points. Crowd seizing the moment. Dodaro denied by Zamitis. Put over by Brenner.
She just steps right in there, clears out her path, and says, "This is my ball. I'm going to put it away." Puts it at a spot that not too hard, but a little confusion between two defenders. Jumps, takes right in there. I'm going to put that ball right there.
You got to wonder how much the delay has hurt this game and hurt Wisconsin.
Well, she just tried to play that last ball up with her hurt hand as well.
That left hand of Abbignante, and at one point we'll get a shot of it for you because it is heavily taped. She serves it to Dodaro.
You know, we're getting some, Penn State's getting some balls up here in the back row, but we seem to be in the net so much tonight. We need to tuck their shirts in a little harder or something.
Look at how much that's taped. And
yeah,
she's still.
You see the knot on her cheek, too.
And she's still setting it. 12-5 Wisconsin. They get 13-5 Wisconsin. Now 2 points away from taking game 3. Tell you, Wisconsin wins this. It puts up a red flag, but a service error like that does not help. Allie Ross with the problem there, and Tia Bowie will come in.
She's a little fireball. She can get some momentum going. Give Terry a break there. She just sailed one ball. Maybe she needs a little rest. See what T can do here. She's very confident.
Puts the ball in play. Outside to Marissa Mackey. Kachimani stuffed at the net by Dodaro.
That's a good, that was a good set. She could have put a down ball, but giving them a free ball like that is very dangerous there. You see they get a good pass, goes right to the setter. They run a quick transition and side out like a piece of cake. It's any chance you get to hit the ball, whether it's a down ball or a full-fledged attack, you should do so instead of just giving them a free ball, because you're just putting yourself in jeopardy.
Tia Bowie goes out, and Terry Zamitis has replaced her. And Heather Dodaro now scheduled to serve for Wisconsin. They're checking at the table to make sure they're in the right rotation in terms of service. And she puts it in play. Again, a short ball, and Bremner quickly over the top.
beautiful. Just beautiful. She knows exactly where her blocker is. She wipes it right off her hand.
How much does it help here being left-handed?
Oh, immensely. You can turn your body and put the ball anywhere on the court. You can swing your arm in completely. As where you're right-handed, you can only sort of get a half swing, and you can't put it down the line as well.
Wisconsin,
huge advantage.
Wisconsin, Leanne gets a side out. They're 2 points away from game 3. Bremner for
nice
Hammer.
Tandem. Great job. They're keying on Bremner because she's been so offensive, and also the middle blocker as they go in the back. So the block sort of tends this way. The right side blocker has to come in and help. Great job. Great execution.
Mackey dug out by Kammer.
Little trouble there. Giving them a free ball. This is danger.
And Abanyate makes them pay for it.
Certainly does.
So 13-5 Wisconsin. Penn State won the opener 15-9. Rallied from an 11-6 deficit to take game 2 15-11. And now you see the score in game 3. Bremner this time decides to go to Schoenfeld.
Yes. Good heads-up play by Schoenfeld there. The ball goes straight up off the block. She just jumps and hits it again, keeping the block off guard.
Jen Burtis. As you can
up again. That's a great job.
Jen Burtis checks in for Lauren Cacciamani. And there's Jen to put it in play. Abanyate denied by Kammer. They go to Schoenfeld. Denied at the net. But gets the point because the block went out of bounds. 13-6 Wisconsin.
I think Penn State needs to serve tough right now. Not be tentative. You need to get into the... not give them anything.
Kelly Kennedy that time puts it away for the Badgers. So flying in there now is Colleen Niels. Now Kelly Kennedy 6'4". Niels is 5'9". She jumped up just to slap 10 with it. Bremner to Schoenfeld outside again.
Nice. Good effort, too, by the defender. Jumps up there, tries to throw her hand up in the air to play that ball. Good job.
That defender was Colleen Niels. Christy Cochran now 6 serving 13 in game 3.
Now there's another one that can jump up really high.
Allie Ross gets the side out for Wisconsin.
I think Coach Rose is just looking for his girls to come out and compete right now. Say, hey, look, we're just as talented as anybody here. Compete. See what happens.
Knuckleball. Now goes to Schoenfeld.
That's a tough ball to play. Good job covered by Jen Burtis.
And Amy Lee and Heather Dodaro combine on the block. 14-6. Wisconsin now a point away from taking game 3.
Penn State's struggling running middle attack and right side attack. Everything they have to do is outside right now. Putting all that load on a freshman, so they put in a senior. See if that'll work.
Samitis. Side out. Penn State stays alive.
Maybe Lyons showing you what he's got.
Heidi Rottinghouse puts it in play. Abanyate to Dodaro. Kammer.
It's coming over the net. Ooh. Thought maybe that was a little tight to be going over and attacking that.
Missing everything was Allie Ross. 14-7, Wisconsin.
Both teams being very aggressive, swinging away. We're not seeing as much tipping as what we were in the first few games.
Dug out by Cochran.
Ooh, that's a dribbler. Another one of those balls just hanging on the net. Not sure where it's going to drop.
Game point number 2 for Wisconsin. John Cook offers advice as to how to put it away. And Carrie Schoenfeld in for Heidi Rottinghouse. (14-7) Wisconsin.
Nice pass by Angie Kammer.
Oh. Wisconsin gets the third game, 15-7. And they are 8-0 in matches that have gone beyond 3. So we'll be back with the fourth game between Penn State and Wisconsin. 15-9, 15-11 Penn State, then 15-7 Wisconsin. Back with game 4 after this.
Challenge. Challenge yourself. Challenge your brain. Never forget from where you came. Speak. Speak volumes. Speak the truth. Speak your mind. Say what you mean. Have a voice. Make a choice. Have a dream. Dream it all. Dream a life. Dream a future. Aspire. Aspire to have. Aspire to know. Aspire to be.
Yes, I can see by the early light the peril of the night.
Well, Penn State won the opener 15-9, then had to rally from an 11-6 deficit in game 2 to win that one 15-11 thanks to 9 unanswered points to close the deal. But in game number 3, Wisconsin opened up an 11-2 advantage and never looked back. They won it 15-7, and this was game point in game number 3.
Terry Zamitis is doing her bread and butter shot, just overcompensates, just hits it a little wide.
And Allie Ross able to serve it up there. Penn State had what it wanted, but Zamitis missed everyone. So we move on now to game number 4.
I believe we had a jersey change, a number change for Laura. She went from number 5 to number 11.
Yes, that's something we'll watch for because Laura Abbignante did change her jersey. She's gone from number 5 to number 11. If you recall, when she hit the scoring table, she cut her hand, drew blood. She had to come out for a couple of points. Then she was able to get back in there. She has been, without question, the glue to this team. And the glue to the team right now being held together with a lot of tape on that left hand.
Definitely a quarterback. She looks like she's playing football tonight, though.
Yes.
She's got a knot on her cheekbone. That doesn't seem to be bothering her, though. She's just worried about her hand. Actually, she's not even worried about that. She's letting her trainers worry about it.
She dove into that table the way a quarterback would dive for the first down marker in the 4th quarter with 2 minutes to go. So game 4, and it's Penn State starting the deal. It's Carrie Schoenfeld who will get things rolling. Remember, Wisconsin 8-0 this year in matches that have gone beyond 3 games. Penn State, by the way, 5-2 in matches that have gone beyond 3. So they set the lineups. It's Bremner, Kammer, Zamitis, Cochran, Cacciamani, and right there, Carrie Schoenfeld. Badero and Mackey and Amy Lee. You can see what's happened so far. John Cook's team rallying back. We start game 4. Well, Zamitis there denied, but Wisconsin couldn't take advantage of it.
Did you see how she hit that ball over instead of giving him a free ball? It was still handled well, but it's definitely to your advantage to be aggressive on a play such as that.
Bremner couldn't find the hole. Marissa Mackey. Back row, Cacciamani. Badero. Nice dink, covered well by Cochran. This has been really typical of the night. Rallies like these.
We certainly have. It's been, we haven't really seen a lot of back row attack, but there we've seen, I think, 3 in that rally alone.
Abbignante. Boy, that barely cleared the tape. And Wisconsin scrambled all over the place and could not get the ball over the net.
You can definitely see, though, an energy going through Wisconsin. They're much more on their toes. They're reaching and getting some balls up that they just weren't getting up in the first 2 games.
1-0 Penn State. So Terry Zamitis will put it in play. Amy Lee, the big left-hander, denied by Cacciamani. And Lauren makes the pay.
Great play. Great set and feed into Laura. She puts it away.
Gets a piece on the block. Gets the kill. And down the line. And 3-0 Penn State. Cordero, the dig. Cochran gave it a great effort, but it's a side out, and Wisconsin will now serve it up. The one thing John Cook did not want to see in Game 4, he did not want to see his team fall behind early because they had the momentum.
They certainly did, and they're working hard. Penn State set up a triple block on that, which is why she tipped that ball, because you really don't want to hit into a triple block. I think Penn State defense should have been a little bit more aware that a tip would be coming.
They go outside to Kammer. Avignante goes to Dodaro. Great dig out by Cochran to help set up Kammer. Bonnie Bremner.
Great block.
As you can see there's the dig out there by Cochran, and Kammer puts it away. Meanwhile, Penn State's been able to rack up its 4th point off a block. It's 4-0 Penn State. Cochran goes outside to Kammer. Nice block by Lee at the net, and a side out. Cordero out on the floor is about to be joined by Kelly Kennedy, the 6'4" freshman from Burlington Hills, Illinois. Outside they go to Cochran. At the net, 4-1. Lee gets the block.
I think Wisconsin's a little more relaxed. Going back to their techniques, making sure they have a solid block, making sure their defense is on their toes and ready to go.
One thing you noticed about the blocks there, remember it was 10-4 Penn State at the end of the first 2 games. Now it's even at 10-10. Penn State firing away and getting a side out. 4-1 for Terry Zemaitis and company here in Game 4.
Their back row attack there. A little too hot to handle.
Amy Lee, though, too hot to handle on that one, and she provides a side out for the Badgers. The left-hander puts it in play again. Another short ball that goes out of bounds. And a service error will give Lauren Cacciamani and Penn State a chance. Tia Bowie will come in, and Cacciamani will sit down.
Good pass by Wisconsin. Nice block.
Christy Cochran.
See, Christy's only, what, maybe 5'9", but reaches 10 foot. She's just as big as Terry in there, and they make a very nice even block across the net. Basically a little wall there.
5-1 Penn State and a timeout call. John Cook tries to regroup his troops with a 5-1 Penn State advantage here in Game 4. Again, I'm sure from his perspective, he really felt they really needed to come out and play well in number 4 here, and it has not happened so far. Well, we're great to be in Rec Hall this evening, and Penn State women's volleyball is made possible in part by Penn State's AT&T ACA service, proud to support the Lady Lions. Expect excellence. And by contributors to Weenie's List. You can become a member of Weenie's List by calling 1-800-NITNY. Well, you can see if things don't go well for Wisconsin, they'll be packing up the van and leaving. Tia Bowie digs it out.
That's what she's in there for.
Allie Ross did a good job for Wisconsin, and Dodaro just keeping it in play. Free ball here for Wisconsin. Kelly Kennedy. Kelly Kennedy denied by Schoenfeld. Mackey.
Yes, great block. Oh, my.
Zamitis. We talk about the two best blocking teams of the Big Ten. They're head-to-head at the net barrier.
Nice digging, too. She gets out there, puts her hands up. It's on her own side, so she pushes it deep.
6-1 Penn State. Bremner goes to Schoenfeld. With the dink. 7-1 Penn State.
Carrie's usually a heavy hitter. We've seen her hit some very powerful balls tonight. It's really good to change it up every once in a while, just like that. Keep the defense on their toes.
Service ace, Tia Bowie.
Well, Tamuki's certainly doing her job tonight. She comes in, she keeps the ball in play, she gets a great dig down the line, and then she gets a service ace.
Well,
for much more than that.
Yeah, you cannot. It's 8-1 Penn State game 4. So after Wisconsin did the job in game 3 to recapture some momentum, Penn State has come out on fire here in game 4 for an 8-1 advantage. Well, you can join us Saturday, December 7th, when the Colonials of George Washington visit the Jordan Center to take on the Lady Lions in college basketball. It's the defending Atlantic 10 champs against the defending Big Ten champs. Penn State hosts George Washington Saturday, December 7th. Check your local listings for Lady Lion basketball. Tia Bowie, after her service ace, says, why not again? Wisconsin now trying to recapture some momentum, but they won't do it that way. Marissa Mackey missed everything. 9-1 Penn State.
Well, she's certainly giving her a good serve, a tough serve. Pass was a little bit off the net. Set was off the net.
Saw in the background, there's Pops. One of your favorites.
Oh, Pops is the best.
Quickly through again. Deflected. Side out. Explain very quickly who Pops is.
Okay, Pops is the grandfather of a former Penn State player. And he's been a ball shagger for as long as I can remember. He's the greatest, sweetest man you'll ever meet.
Schoenfeld outside. And Amy Lee can't save it. Side out Penn State. Women's volleyball team for Penn State now with a 9-1 advantage in game 4. They took the opener 15-9. They took the second 15-11. And Pops is loving it because they're up 9-1 in game 4. Wisconsin won game 3, 15-7.
He's Penn State's #1 fan.
Great block at the net there. Schoenfeld just plays it over. Free ball for Wisconsin. Abanyante goes to Ross. So a side out. 9-1 Penn State. And into the matchup, Colleen Niels, the sophomore. And Kelly Kennedy will go over to the sideline. Short ball. Bremner goes outside to Schoenfeld. Net violation, Wisconsin. Side out, Penn State.
We've certainly seen a lot of net violations.
Two teams that aggressively block at the net.
Trying to penetrate hard and just needing a little bit more body control.
There's Dodaro. Zamitis.
Nice reach to pull that back. The ball was drifting over the net. Terry reaches, hooks her hand around it to pull it back.
And here's the 23rd kill of the match for Terry Zamitis. Schoenfeld dives to save one. Kammer. Bremner outside with a little reverse flow to Zamitis, and that rocket was handled somehow by Amy Lee. Schoenfeld back row. Finds the hole.
Great rally. You see a very powerful attack by Terry Zamitis. Dug up, given over to Penn State, and Carey changes up a little bit to drop it in short.
11-1 Penn State, 12-1 Penn State. The block by Zamitis. Well, Heather Dodaro searching for answers now. Down 112 in game 4. Boy, Zamitis saved that one. Amy Lee back row, dug out by Bremner. Kammer. Allie Ross, blocked by Zamitis.
Block is definitely present. She's reading the play well too. They're not passing perfect balls, so you pretty much can read the ball going outside. She's out there waiting for it.
Outside to Ross, blocked by Bremner, but it goes out of bounds and a side out to Wisconsin, down 113. Right now in this game, they feel like they're facing 13. Bremner.
Woo! Oh, just out of bounds.
That ball went by us so fast it had a vapor trail on it.
They've given her line, too. The block is giving her line, taking cross court away.
So Midas has played extremely well. Outside to Kammer.
Handled well.
And Mackey off Tia Bowie. So the point for Wisconsin, 13-2 Penn State. Badgers with back-to-back points. Natives get restless. Lauren Cacciamani will replace Tia Bowie.
Crowd's very pleased with T's performance.
Bremner to Zamitis cross court. Dug out there by Abenante. And Wisconsin with 3 consecutive points. 13-4. Short ball, Kammer to Bremner. Lee with the big left hand. Back row, Cacciamani. They go to Allie Ross. Another long rally, characteristic of this match. And Zamitis will get kill number 25 on the night. Side out. Zamitis will come out. Claudette Otero will replace her. Right into your living room. Oh, watch out. Get the snacks out of the way. There we go. Abenante goes outside to Lee. Put the hammer down, but too strong. It's now match point for Penn State with a 14-5 lead. Bonnie Bremner and this crowd hoping for point number 15. Dodaro keeps it alive for Wisconsin, side out. 14-4 Penn State, so the crowd sits back down again.
They needed the exercise.
Allie Ross puts it in play. Bremner goes outside for Kammer. Abenante to Lee. 14-5 Penn State.
She drilled it. Great effort. Good heart.
And Zamitis will come back in. Claudette Otero will sit down. There's Claudette Otero. There's Pops. Zamitis up the middle.
I'm saying it never cleared the net.
Right. 14-6 Penn State. So Wisconsin has run off 5 of the last 6 points in this match. And in this game, they've been able to crawl back from a 13-1 deficit, be down 14-6. And it's time to regroup.
Well, I think Amy Lee's putting a little fire into Wisconsin. She's playing real hard. And, of course, Laura Abenante giving her all.
Oh, she's played extremely well. Well, you got to have that kind of. It's been interesting to watch the senior lead them and to watch Bonnie Bremner do some things leadership-wise as a freshman for Penn State.
Certainly.
Hi there, pal. How you doing?
It all comes down to experience.
See,
You've got a thumbs up for the game, huh?
Yeah, no, thumbs up for your analysis. Yeah. You got to take it. The critics are everywhere.
That's right.
So, 14-6, Penn State. And Allie Ross will put it in place. 6 serving 14. Bremner decides to go to Kachimani. So it's 14-7. Right now unable to get that side out so he can get match point back again. Wisconsin staying alive here. Short ball. Bremner. There's your side out.
That's right. That was a great pass by Terry Myson. Again, they're giving those short serves and trying to take the middle blockers out of the attack by making her pass first. And Bonnie's like, well, hey, you're going to take my middle blocker. I'll put it away.
Side out Wisconsin. The crowd, you see them all in the back. Sit out again.
That was a great play, too. Great side out play. Running quick transition there. Good set.
Match point denied. That's 2 match points that have been denied by Wisconsin. Well, Bremner goes to Kachimani. Great job by Kennedy on the block. So 14-8 Penn State. Bremner goes to Kammer. Great choice.
That is a great choice. Those tandem plays are very, very effective. They're usually one-on-one in the middle. That was a big bang.
Match point number 3.
Nice dig, back row attack.
Mackey. Another side out for Wisconsin.
There's something about blocking. You always want to be looking up. If the ball hits your hands, you want to look up because that's probably where the ball is. Just couldn't find it fast enough to play that.
So Bremner again to Schoenfeld.
Great defensive play. Oh, it's going out of bounds.
Cedero's ball sails out of bounds and match point number 4. And Tia Bowie will come in for Lauren Kachimani, and Tia will get the honor of trying to serve it up here. Meanwhile, Heather Cedero goes out, replaced by Lindsey Buswell.
Trying to get a little more defense going for the final rally. If it is the final.
T puts it in play.
Oh, denied.
Outside to Schoenfeld. And Penn State wins.
Oh, my.
15-8. The Penn State women's volleyball team remains tied with Michigan State for first place in the Big Ten. Each is 17-2 on the season in conference play. And head coach Russ Rose and Penn State garnering their 100th victory since joining the Big Ten. The AT&T player of the game, well, a great choice. How about Bonnie Bremner?
Sounds good to me.
Freshman center was outstanding in this one, making not only setting up everyone virtually on a perfect basis, but also the points that she picked in which to go after her own kills, and also how she played defensively. Bonnie Bremner, our AT&T player of the game. Congratulations to her. 54 assists, 12 digs, and 8 kills for the freshman Bonnie Bremner. This is a copyrighted presentation of WPSX and the Penn State Sports Network. For Leanne Quing, I'm Steve Jones. Thanks a lot for